Welcome to the Coaches Hub podcast, powered by Soccer Profile, the show dedicated to advancing coach education and supporting player development. In this episode, we explore how to create positive and meaningful matchday experiences in youth soccer for both players and coaches. From preparation and game management to building confidence and balancing learning with competition, discover practical strategies to make every match day a valuable step in your player's journey. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking into something really crucial in youth sports, but maybe something we don't always think about enough: the match day. I mean, it's more than just 60 or 90 minutes of play, right? It's like the big test where all the training comes together, where kids really experience competition.
Absolutely. It's a huge learning environment.
And for this deep dive, we're digging exclusively into insights from the Coaches Hub blog. They've got this great guide, Match Days in Youth Soccer, fostering a positive experience for players and coaches.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's pretty thorough.
It really is. So our mission today: pull out those actionable strategies, the stuff coaches and players can actually use to make match days genuinely positive, genuinely developmental, whatever the scoreboard says at the end.
That's the key, isn't it? Regardless of the score.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's see what the Coaches Hub really wants us to focus on here.
Well, it's interesting. The first thing they really hammer home is that match day success. It starts way before that first whistle.
Right. Preparation.
It's all about setting the stage, not just physically, but maybe even more importantly, mentally, for everyone.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about it, how much real detailed thought goes into the pregame in youth soccer sometimes. It feels like often it's just, show up and play.
Right. And the Coaches Hub is basically saying that's a huge missed opportunity.
Okay, so break that down. What does that prep look like, especially from the coach's side?
So for the coach, their prep is like the foundation. It sets the tone. The Coaches Hub guide, it really stresses the logistical planning.
Like times and places.
Yeah, exactly. But it's why it matters. Sorting out match times, transport, making sure kit checks are done way ahead.
Yeah.
Clearly telling everyone arrival details. It's about minimizing those little distractions, those bits of stress. Imagine a kid arriving frantic because they don't know where to go or if they grab the right shirt.
Yeah, kills the focus before they even start.
Precisely. The coach takes that anxiety away, clearing the path so players, even parents, can just focus on the game, not the admin around it.
Okay, so getting the practical stuff nailed down creates that mental space. But what about the shift, from being at home or school to game intensity? The warm-up must be key there.
Oh, totally. The Coaches Hub sees the warm-up as much more than just, getting muscles warm.
Right.
It's about shifting those mental gears. They talk about a structured dynamic warm-up. Start light, maybe some cardio, then into agility stuff.
Like cones, quick feet.
Yeah, cone weaving, maybe gate passes, things that immediately get those soccer movements going. And then, crucially, progressing into maybe small possession games.
So activating the brain tactically before the whistle.
Exactly. Finding that rhythm. It's a sequence, body and mind. And then there's the tactical brief just before kickoff.
The team talk.
Yeah, and the blog is really insistent here. Keep it simple, super concise. Focus on maybe just one or two key things.
And not a whole tactics lecture.
Definitely not. You overload young minds right then. You risk paralysis by analysis, right? It's about reinforcing maybe one key defensive idea or one attacking principle they worked on, like stay compact or be brave on the ball. Simple, clear messages.
Less is more in those final moments. Makes sense. But okay, it's not all on the coach, is it? Players have a job to do too, beyond just turning up.
Oh, absolutely. You're spot on. The Coaches Hub really highlights the player's own mental prep.
What does that look like?
Well, it's not just fuzzy advice. They suggest actual techniques, like maybe visualizing playing well, remembering stuff they nailed in training, or even just having a simple phrase like a mantra to stay calm.
Getting their own head in the game.
Yeah, internalizing that readiness. And physically, too. Arriving early enough for proper hydration, getting some decent fuel in them, maybe doing their own little stretches before the main warm-up.
Yeah.
These little details the Coaches Hub mentions, they can make a real difference to energy levels, reactions during the match.
Okay, so everyone's prepared, warmed up, focused. Whistle blows, chaos ensues, hopefully the good kind. How does the Coaches Hub say we measure success then, if it's not just the W on the board? Because let's be real, for kids, winning can feel like everything.
It's a big redefinition, isn't it? And the Coaches Hub is really clear. A truly positive match day means players enjoyed it, they felt more confident, they worked as a team. That stuff matters way more than the final score.
And the coach drives that atmosphere.
Hugely. The coach is central. They suggest actively encouraging positive self-talk, not just telling kids to be positive, but fostering an environment where they actually support each other, pump each other up. And the coach needs tools to help manage that pre-game anxiety too. Maybe some simple breathing exercises or reframing nerves as excitement.
That emotional side is so important, especially the pressure kids can feel. And then there's that phrase, praise effort, not just results. We hear it a lot. But how does the blog suggest applying it effectively?
Right, this is where good coaching really shines. The Coaches Hub goes beyond just saying praise effort. It explains how it shapes a player's whole mindset, especially after, say, a tough loss or a mistake.
Okay.
So instead of just good try, maybe say something specific like, look, I loved how you kept battling for that ball in the second half, even when you were knackered. That shows real heart.
Linking it to an action or a quality.
Exactly. It builds that internal motivation. It's not just about getting a pat on the back for winning. It's about celebrating the process, the learning, fostering that growth mindset. And, of course, being consistently supportive, giving good feedback, praising commitment, win or lose.
And the players feed into that too, right? It's not just the coach broadcasting positivity.
Precisely. It's a two-way street. Players are encouraged to chip in, stay positive, support their teammates on the pitch, off the pitch. That energy from peers, it's incredibly powerful for morale, especially when things get tough.
Yeah.
And, critically, the Coaches Hub reminds players. See mistakes as chances to learn. Celebrate the wins, sure, but also use the errors as, like, data points for getting better next time. What's fascinating here is seeing how those consistent actions from the coach, focusing on effort, creating that supportive space, directly helps players become more resilient, more growth-focused.
Okay, so this flows right into maybe the core principle, right? Focusing on player development over just winning. Seems obvious, but maybe counterintuitive in the heat of the moment.
It really is the core philosophy. The Coaches Hub pushes for youth soccer, and it does take a conscious shift.
So what does this look like in practice for a coach, especially if, there's pressure from parents or the club to get results?
That's the challenge. But the blog argues that the skills, the values, the experience players get is ultimately way more valuable than the win-loss column.
Okay.
So for coaches, it means using the match itself as a development tool. Technical skills, tactical understanding, mental toughness. They even suggest things like rotating positions.
Giving kids experience in different roles.
Exactly. Not just for fairness, but so they understand the game better, become more versatile, and encouraging experimentation. Let them try that new move they learned, that risky pass, without freaking out if it doesn't come off perfectly. Create a safe space to try things.
That takes courage from the coach, especially if a mistake leads to a goal against them. But I see the long-term benefit. What else falls under this development focus?
Another huge one is decision-making. The Coaches Hub really urges coaches, resist controlling everything from the sideline.
The joystick coach.
Exactly. Avoid that. Give players the freedom to make their own decisions during the game. Where to pass, when to dribble, how to position themselves. That's how they build confidence, learn to solve problems on the fly. It's how real game intelligence develops by doing it and learning from the outcomes, good or bad.
Right, not just following instructions.
And then sportsmanship, which the Coaches Hub frames as much more than handshakes. It's about teaching respect for opponents, refs, the game itself, especially in those heated moments.
Like after a bad call.
Precisely. How do players react? That's a massive teaching opportunity. Coaches can use quick reminders, cues to encourage grace, manage frustration, turn potential blow-ups into lessons in emotional control.
You can really see how that shapes not just the player, but the person. So from the player's side, this changes what success feels like on match day, doesn't it?
Totally. It shifts from just, did we win, to what did I learn, how did I grow?
Right.
Players are encouraged to reflect after every game. Win, lose, draw, what went well, what needs work, what did I figure out? And the Coaches Hub also talks about enjoying the process, taking pride in getting better, seeing each match as a step on the journey. It's about loving the game, not just the winning.
Okay, but let's be honest. Match days can get intense. Emotions run high. Players, coaches, parents. How do we stop that intensity from spoiling the positive experience the Coaches Hub talks about?
That's a really key piece of the puzzle. And the Coaches Hub has practical advice here. For coaches, step one is setting realistic expectations.
Managing the hype.
Kind of, yeah. Chatting with players and parents beforehand, gently reminding everyone that the main goal is development over time, not just this one result. It helps lower the temperature right away.
Okay.
And then, maybe the most crucial thing, coaches have to manage their own emotions. Kids look to the coach for cues, right? If the coach is losing it on the sideline.
Yeah, the players will feel that panic or anger.
Exactly. Staying calm, composed, even when things are tough, that provides a really important anchor for the players. It helps them stay focused. The blog suggests using setbacks, a goal conceded, a mistake as immediate teaching moments for resilience. Remind them as part of the game, how do we react?
That composure from the coach really is modeling the behavior they want to see. But players need to manage their own stuff too, right?
Oh, absolutely. The Coaches Hub encourages players. Stay calm, stay focused. Don't let a bad call or going a goal down derail you. Trust your training, focus on doing your best.
And supporting teammates becomes part of that emotional regulation too.
Definitely. When things get tense, that positive word from a teammate, that encouragement, it really lifts morale.
Yeah.
Helps everyone stay on track. This raises an important question the blog kind of answers implicitly.
Which is?
How well do coaches actually model the emotional intelligence they expect from their players? The Coaches Hub perspective suggests it's absolutely fundamental. A coach's calmness directly impacts a team's ability to handle pressure.
So the learning doesn't stop when the final whistle blows. It sounds like what happens after the game is just as vital.
You've nailed it. Post-match reflection is presented by the Coaches Hub as being just as critical as pre-match prep. It's the prime time to lock in the learning.
How so?
Well, for coaches, it means giving constructive feedback and making it specific, timely. Taking a few minutes after the game, not just about the score, but about specific moments. Maybe asking, hey, that run you made in the first half was brilliant. What were you seeing there? Or, our shape got a bit stretched in the second half. Any thoughts on why that happened? It prompts players to think about their own performance, to own their learning.
Makes them active participants. And what about the team dynamic after the final whistle?
Yeah, team bonding is huge. The Coaches Hub suggests finding ways for the team to connect afterwards. Could be a quick chat about the shared experience, maybe a fun little team building thing, even just grabbing a post-match snack together.
Strengthening those bonds.
Exactly. It builds that positive culture, which almost always helps performance and enjoyment down the line. And for players, the Coaches Hub pushes both self-reflection and team reflection.
So, thinking about your own game.
Yep. What did I do well? What could I do better next time? And then also sharing feedback constructively with teammates, listening to their perspectives. That open communication builds unity, helps everyone learn from each other.
Wow. Okay, this deep dive into the Coaches Hub blog, it really paints a different picture of match days, doesn't it? It's so much bigger than just the 90 minutes or the final score. It's this huge opportunity for development, teamwork, positive experiences.
Absolutely. You see the massive impact a coach can have just by being thoughtful about prep, about motivation, how they act during the game, how they wrap things up afterwards. It affects the player as an athlete, sure, but also as a person.
Yeah.
When coaches genuinely prioritize that holistic development, create that supportive vibe, manage the emotional side, encourage reflection, they're not just teaching soccer skills, they're instilling life lessons, resilience, teamwork, handling pressure, learning from mistakes. It goes way beyond the pitch.
It really does. So as we wrap up, here's something for you, our listener, to think about, a question prompted by the Coaches Hub blog. How do you approach match days with your team? What strategies have you found actually work best for creating that truly positive developmental experience for your players? Something to chew on.
Definitely worth considering.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
Thank you for listening to the Coaches Hub podcast, powered by Soccer Profile. We hope today's episode has sparked new ideas, strengthened your coaching approach, and inspired you to keep making a difference on and off the pitch. Remember to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and explore the Coaches Hub for the tools and knowledge to elevate your coaching journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep inspiring the next generation of players.